Let's explore spine extension. It's important to have the ability to move your neck and back in this way. It's also very common that these movements can decrease your symptoms and increase your overall mobility. Let's start off by sitting up nice and tall. You want to make sure that you're not sitting on your tail and that your behind is behind. Okay, we're going to start with extending the 5 bones in the lumbar spine, your low back. You can add a little bit of overpressure with your hands, just like this. Next, we'll move on to the thoracic spine, which is basically your rib cage. There are 12 vertebrae in this section of your back, and we're just going to drive those elbows towards the ceiling, extending from the mid-back. Then we're going to roll our shoulders back, sit up nice and tall, and retract the neck or the cervical spine. The way you do this is by keeping your eyes on the horizon and just translating your ears behind you. Then we're going to move on to retraction extension of the cervical spine. You want to make sure you get a nice retraction and then look up towards the ceiling. Let's repeat those movements in standing. You want to make sure that your hips and your pelvis are not shifting forward. So you can stand in front of a wall or imagine a wall that is right in front of you. Let's pause for a second to appreciate hip and pelvis positioning. You want to make sure that your groin is soft during these movements. You have veins, arteries, and nerves that run through the inguinal region, and we don't want to compress them. We want to make sure that our pelvis and our hips are back as we move our spine. You can see that I'm checking my groin to make sure that it's soft as I translate my ears back over my shoulders. This is called cervical retraction. This is a really important one for our posture. Then I'm going to move on to retraction and extension, making sure that my groin is soft as I stand. Do your best not to shift the pelvis forward as you do this. You can use a mirror or some form of feedback.